What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are talking Hyperliquid. Hype has one of the more interesting stories in crypto right now. Whales just moved $15 million off Coinbase to stake. Long positions hit a new 2026 record. Arthur Hayes called $150 by August at consensus, and the platform is hitting all-time highs across every major metric. Nothing here is financial advice, just my honest take. Let's get into it. So let's start with the headline that's driving attention today. On May 6th, a new wallet withdrew $15.2 million worth of hype from Coinbase straight into staking. When someone pulls that much off an exchange and locks it, that is not a short-term trade. That is a long-term conviction bet. I'm not selling, and I want staking rewards while I wait. And that's not the only whale move worth talking about. Arkham Intelligence reported that a single wallet received 1.22 million hype tokens, worth about $52 million, over the past 3 weeks, with inflows coming from OKX, Bybit, Wintermute, and Galaxy Digital. Those are not retail buyers. That is institutional money quietly building a serious position. Glassnode confirmed WhaleNet long exposure on Hyperliquid just hit the highest level all of 2026. Not a one-day spike, climbing steadily for 2 straight months. When the biggest players build that kind of conviction over 60 days, it tells you something real. Now, here's why those whales are feeling confident. Platform fundamentals are genuinely at all-time highs. Total open interest on Hyperliquid just crossed $8.7 billion. That's a record. Hyper EVM transaction fees are at an all-time high. Total trading volume crossed $3.64 trillion cumulative, all-time high. Platform revenue crossed $993 million, all-time high. Every major metric on the platform is hitting record numbers, while Hype is still trading at $42, which is 29% below its all-time high of $59. The business is at ATH performance, while the token is still 29% below its peak. That is a setup serious investors look for. Hyperliquid also still holds around 70% market share in decentralized perpetual futures. No other DEX is even close. HIP4 just launched, prediction markets and binary options, opening the door to a whole new category of traders. Now let's talk about Arthur Hayes, because this one got a lot of attention this week. Hayes spoke at Consensus Miami and said he is bullish on Hype hitting $150 by August 2026. His reasoning? There's massive money in crypto trading infrastructure, and Hyperliquid has proven it can handle major liquidity events. He called it one of his preferred long-term holds with 200% more gains ahead. Hayes is one of the more respected voices in crypto. Not always right, but when someone with his track record puts a specific number and time frame on stage at Consensus, people listen. And the Bitwise Hyperliquid staking ETP is now live on Germany's Deutsche Börse Xetra exchange, giving European institutional investors regulated access to staked Hype for the first time. Institutional rails are building around this token from multiple directions. Now the chart and the honest picture, because there are two sides here. Hype is trading around $42 to $43 right now. The key resistance zone is $43.76 to $45.77. A daily close above $45.77 opens the measured move toward $50. Analysts say $50 is the critical level on the weekly and monthly time frame. Flip that and the conversation about new all-time highs becomes real. Support sits at $40, which is the 50-day moving average. But here are the things I want you to know before you get too excited. On May 7th, a Matrix port linked address sold 100,000 Hype for $4.24 million. A 16Z unstaked 4,270 Hype on May 1st. Not everyone is buying. And on June 6th, less than a month away, 9.92 million Hype tokens unlock for core contributors worth roughly $419 million. That is meaningful supply hitting the market right when things are getting interesting. Competition is also real. Platforms like Aster and Variational are gaining ground in the perp trading space. And Coinbase is reportedly exploring retail perp trading in the US, which could pull volume away from Hyperliquid's core business over time. Here's my honest take. The fundamentals are as strong as they have ever been. Whales are staking, not selling. Arthur Hayes is calling $150 by August. Institutional ETPs are live in Europe, but $50 needs to flip, and that June 6th unlock worth $419 million is a real near-term risk that you should not ignore. Watch $45.77 this week. That is the line. Break it cleanly with volume, and hype toward $50 is very much on the table. Drop a comment. Are you holding hype? What is your target? Smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Catch you in the next one. Peace.